What's up, guys? Cheers to 2020. Today we're going to do a quick comparison of the Samsung Watch Active 2, if I can get this, and we are going to do the Mi Fit Band 4. So stick with me and I'll do a little comparison face-off and we'll see how these things rank comparing against each other. All right, guys, so let's get right into this. On the left-hand side, I have the Samsung Watch Active 2, and on the right, I have the Mi Smart Band 4. And why, you're probably asking yourself right now, why in the world am I comparing these two watches? Well, I found that I ended up never wearing the Samsung Watch Active 2, and here's why, because I felt like it was too damn nice. I didn't want to take it to the gym and ruin the thing. I do wear it lowered on my wrist, and it seemed to kind of get in the way for my workouts, and so I just found myself, because it's such a nice watch, I feel like I ended up just wearing it for more special events. So the first 2 weeks I had the thing, I probably wore it maybe 3, 4, 5 days out of a 14-day period, and I found I would leave it at home on accident. I would forget to actually put the thing on in the morning. So I came to this kind of epiphany over the holidays, and I said, well, how can I change this? Or what would I change? What could I change that would make me wear this thing every day? And what came to mind was, number one, the cost. If I didn't have such an investment in the watch and I wasn't worried about damaging the watch, perhaps I would wear it more. And number two, if it was lighter, smaller, and did the same, had the same features for the most part. How often did I use the Watch Active 2 features? For example, answering a phone call on the watch. Not very often. So I'm the kind of guy that puts on my smartwatch and bring it to the gym and set a timer, maybe take an occasional run with it. But I will set a timer, I will stop the timer when I'm done with my workout, and I pretty much track my steps during the day to keep me motivated. And I do like the gentle reminders if you've sat at your computer too long and it says, hey, stand up, chump, you need to go work out or do something. So I do like that. That's pretty much it, guys. I don't use a lot of the features. So if you are like me and you find that you leave your watch at home a lot, or you're not using a lot of the features of the Watch Active 2, then you may be a candidate for a fitness band. Now, most of you guys are thinking, no way, there's no way in hell I would switch out to a fitness band. So the first thing I did, here's the fitness band, by the way. So the first thing I did was swapped this out with I swapped the bands out. So if you can see here, this is a gray band. I went on Amazon within 30 seconds of buying this thing and swapped it out for, I swapped out the black band for a gray band. I actually bought a package that included 10 bands for 12 or 13 bucks. And so it gives it a little bit of style, in my opinion. If you compare the two here, it's not that bad. So you do, obviously lose the cool factor of looking like a real watch, but for a fitness band, I didn't think it looked too bad. And I was actually surprised at the availability of all the different bands. So that was helpful. And then kind of getting back to how I use the watch, I use it at the gym. I set a timer, time my workouts, and pretty much use the heart rate function. So I gave the Mi Smart Band 4 sort of an honest shot over the past 2 weeks. I'm kind of comparing this to how did I use the Samsung Active 2 for my first 2 weeks. And as I mentioned, my Samsung Active 2, I pretty much used it maybe 4 or 5 days out of the first 14 days. The Mi Smart Band 4 out of 14 days, get this, I probably used it about 13 days. And that included keeping it on my wrist at night to do some sleep tracking. So I found this was a big win. It stays out of the way, it's extremely light. The only time that I was really taking it off was to take a shower. But you can do everything with this that you can do with the Samsung watch. You can swim with it, you can track your runs. Yes, it doesn't have GPS. Yes, it doesn't have a built-in speakerphone. But in order to have some of the great features, tracking, stopwatch, find my phone, etc., for 35 bucks, I found that I'm kind of blown away. So if at the end of the day, if I had to choose one of these, which one would I choose? Well, if I had to stick with one and money wasn't an object, I would stick with the Active 2. Just for the sake of being a cool watch, and I would just not wear it to the gym. That's just me personally. Factoring in the money, the Mi Smart Band 4, rocking in at about 35 bucks, completely destroys the Watch Active 2. And because in my opinion, it doesn't actually look that bad, and it's running a timer, it's telling me the time, and it's pretty much doing everything it needs to do for how I use a smartwatch. I was totally floored, totally surprised. This is my daily driver now, guys. It sounds silly going from a Watch Active 2 to a SmartBand, but this is the daily driver. Now here's one huge factor between these two, and that is the battery life. The battery life on the Watch Active 2 will last you a few days, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing an always on screen like I'm doing here, you're gonna get, a couple days out of the watch. This thing is freaking ridiculous. Right now I am at 38%. And just for the record, last night was 14 days. That was the 14-day period. And I've been rocking this thing, again, almost every day and every night during this 14-day trial period. And I've worn this thing to the gym multiple times. I've run a timer. I do not track my heart rate constantly, so I've shut that off. The screen does time out relatively quickly, but that does save the battery life. So to be rocking this thing for 14 days and have 38% battery life left is completely ridiculous. With basic functionality, yes, but I can see what time it is, I can start a timer, I can find my phone, I can see my steps, I can do workouts. There's a few different bells and whistles in this thing. Workout, status, heart rate, you can check the weather, your notifications. You cannot respond to notifications. That is one of the downsides, which is on the Samsung Watch. You can kind of set these predetermined responses, so you can't do that on this watch, and it doesn't have a speaker. But again, if you do some of the basics that I just described, this is a fantastic option. And again, 35 bucks, where has this thing been? How in the hell did I miss this thing for 35 bucks? At the end of the day, I love both these devices. This one's very expensive, this one's very inexpensive, but which one am I using now every day? I'm using this little watch. I'm so surprised. I'm shocked, you guys. I'm gonna continue to rock this thing over the next couple of weeks, maybe a month, and I'll report back to you guys and let you guys know what I think. Again, I'll keep you guys posted. This was just a quick comparison between the Mi SmartBand number 4 and the Watch Active number 2. Very expensive, very cheap. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Have a wonderful week, and I will catch up with you guys soon. Peace out.